then take the smelly couch.
It all smells.
Actually,
All smells equally.
it doesn't smell anymore. That's always good.
It smelled like this couch smelled before?
Yeah, there was like a week where it was just rank. We
I
have
think
no
the whole
idea.
place kind of stinks.
You just don't have any
No, this was
vision.
especially rank, but don't know why.
Why did
Well,
the
that's-
couch smell?
I don't know.
That's the week that Wayne slept in the cold.
That was probably it. That's what's my theory.
So I had like one of those. Oh, we haven't even done like an intro thing. Like,
Do we need
they well, kind of. We like
to?
podcast.
Nobody knows who I am yet because it was lost.
Yeah, no,
last
because
night.
the last one was lost. Yeah, so podcast number 2. Everybody knows and hates me. So
I'm Dan, iCom's graphic designer.
he
That's
is.
all you need to know.
And,
Oh,
well, you were on the first one. You can reintroduce yourself because you never really introduced yourself in the first one.
No, you introduced me.
I think you introduced yourself with "fuck you guys."
Yeah, it doesn't work like that, you douche. So, actually, what do you do? I don't really know.
Make sure you don't know.
That's your job title.
Majestic, Project Majestic, MIB, Mulder, debunkers. That's all me.
Okay.
No, I make sure that the courses that are made, work properly and that they have the core software to meet all the client's requirements for their tracking needs and everything like that. And then also supporting and building the tool used to build courses. Working on the learning management system that
I think me and Rich already lost interest.
Yeah. Basically, like,
You're a programmer. Technical
I'm
support.
interested.
and from my perspective, it's when a course is so fucked up that you have no idea how it could ever work. You send it to Tobias, and he gives it back, and it works perfectly.
Yeah, and I make a wiki article about it of how to fix it, and no one will ever read it. But it's there someday. So when I get hit by a beer truck, someday someone will like, I wonder if I ever. Tobias is in the machine. Yeah.
Files are in the computer.
Yeah. Yeah. I just make sure that courses have the necessary functionality that the clients require, and that people are building them properly so that we don't get angry clients.
How high can it go?
So yeah, in the video game world, you're just a programmer. Like,
I make
you make the shit work.
the foundation.
The things that we make look
Yeah.
nice, you make it functional.
And it's
Yeah.
my job to give these guys headaches by
Me?
setting up hard, difficult things to put together. I think it's not so much you,
No.
2D.
pretty things.
Is that your trip? We're good?
What do you do?
I'm Dick.
Yes.
Sup, dick?
You forgot a in there.
Yeah. I'm a project lead, so apparently I lead projects.
I didn't know you were project lead.
Yeah, I did not know that.
Is that when you got promoted to wearing glasses?
Yes, I was like, developer, project lead.
Do you sometimes not wear your glasses?
Yeah, because they help, but they're not needed. Like, I can still see stuff in the distance, but it's not that clear. So
You
I
can
can't,
like shoot an eye out of an eagle or something.
no, so I can't drive without glasses, basically.
Oh, really?
That kind of thing.
Oh,
Or go to
okay.
the movie theater without
Can you ride your
glasses.
bike?
I enjoy it.
No
Yeah, it's fine.
glasses?
I mean, I don't know if technically I probably should, but it's not a problem. Because it takes some time to come up to a sign when you're on a bike.
So when you go to like 3D movies, you have to wear the 3D glasses over your glasses.
6 eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Can you wear contacts?
Yeah, I've had contacts for a while. I just haven't worn them recently because it's more of a hassle than anything to do.
Contacts like freak me out. Like I don't know if I am freaked out about it, but I've just never done it.
Okay.
And it seems like it would be like a weird first experience to like lose my eye virginity. And
Can it ever like get stuck? Hasn't it happened to some people where like gets around the other side of the eye?
yeah, no, it does. They roll
That'd
up,
be
right?
fucking terrifying.
Every once in a while, in high school, I thought I was being so cool because I was this dumbass emo kid, and I had blue contacts. And every once in a while, one would get lodged in the back, and I wouldn't. And my eyesight isn't so bad. I didn't really notice it.
That's
a
why it's
lot.
bad now.
Were they glass ones?
No, they were just.
They don't make those anymore.
Yeah, that sounds.
Yeah, that
terrible.
sounds
That sounds like
sketch.
the most unsafe
I don't
thing
think
you
they've
could
done that
do.
since like the 60s.
You put in glass.
Oh.
Voluntarily putting
It
glass
sounds like
in
a
your
good
eye.
idea. Let's just
Until
shove
you
it
do
around.
it. Okay, and then
And,
it got behind your eye.
And people would always come up to me like, okay, so you have one green contact and one blue contact? And they're like, that's so cool. It's like, well, no, there should be both blue.
You're going all
Fuck.
Bowie on us.
Doesn't that hurt? Like, what if it gets like stuck there?
I had one there for about
Wiggle it around.
3 days.
Oh my god.
And it
did it hurt?
felt weird. Like my eye didn't feel right.
Like you have like an eyelash stuck in
No, it
there.
just felt like a little bit of pressure coming down, so I'll get a little
It's
teary.
not that
Did
big.
you like? You obviously knew that it wasn't in place, right?
Yeah, but you can't really do anything. You can't like shove your finger up into your eye socket and pull it back.
Well, so what happens? It just kind of.
It eventually will always come back out. It'll come back to the front. It will
Can't
just-
you
So you
like
hope.
kind of get some tweezers and pull?
No.
I've tweezered shit out of my eyes before.
Yeah, if it's
I
really
think you're just
bad,
gonna rub
and
it
if it's
in.
like
There was
crying or
like
like
a tale of a guy was like pieces of glass was coming out of his eye, and he would just keep like little chunks of like cubed glass would keep coming out of his eye.
Oh no, the crystals.
yeah.
That's a kind of condition. There's a girl in.
Oh, it's not glass. Oh, it's
No, it's kind of like
So
like
side effect
like
from crystal
yeah,
meth?
it's like crystallite
Withdrawals
no,
or something?
it's- Your body can just like produce like crystals. Kind of like if you have like a urinary infection
Yeah.
or something like that, it can like crystallize. Sometimes that happens in people's eyes, and there's actually a girl in some country somewhere in the world, I can't remember. But
Yeah, I
like,
believe you.
yeah, she cries like crystals, like fucking chunks. Like every now and then, she'll kind of go like that into like a fucking crystal.
Yeah.
ball.
She cries or it comes out.
Now, is it
It's just no, they just kind of like come
Yeah,
out
okay.
every now and then.
now,
She
is it viewed as just like an interesting
Oh, no, it's
vocation, or is
like-
it a big religious thing?
I think there's a big religious thing about it.
Even though it's all
There always
explained.
is.
Mm.
And shit,
Yep.
Yeah, it is like a
Who
medical
needs
condition
science?
that people are like, wow.
tears.
Uh,
Gather crystal tears, children. We'll
Yeah.
sell them.
you.
Did you guys hear about that Bill Nye rant?
No.
You're supposed to send it to me.
Oh, sorry.
Is that about like the first?
What?
You see, I never liked Bill Nye. I'll throw that out
What?
there to
You're a
start.
Beekman's World.
Yes,
guy?
I'm a Beekman guy
Oh.
because he was there first, and Bill Nye seemed like
That
like
rat
he
was
was
an asshole.
entertaining and stuff, and he was good, but he was a bit of a ripoff. So
I guess.
I think initially that was like they're like, okay, there was a big
oh
move.
oh. Every
Like
time
Earl?
every time the alarm goes off.
Okay, I heard. Was there something about being the last person?
Yeah.
Not,
I don't
we
feel
don't-
like that
yeah.
would be enforced easily. We don't have that many computers.
was it like you had to finish
Yeah.
the beer?
Like one of these days, I'm gonna buy us a bottle of tequila or something like that. Actually, my mom's going to Mexico on Saturday, so.
Nice, get some authentic stuff.
And I was
Make
thinking,
sure
of-
she gets
Loser has
vanilla.
to eat the worm.
Vanilla's really good
Huh?
there.
Loser's isn't there a worm at the bottom? They
yeah, but
put?
there's gonna be so many every time
There's
the
a
alarm
lot of different
bells.
kinds of tequila. There are
Get the
a
one with
lot.
the worm,
There's like
and the loser has
amaretto
the worm.
tequila,
Yeah, it's
and
actually a
Bailey's
maggot.
tequila.
I think.
Oh, that's way better.
But there's some with like
Uh,
scorpions in the bottom and shit.
I moved
Yeah,
out from
from the
living
States,
with
I guess.
Chris and Evan.
Hmm.
Chris, for some
Is there
reason,
anybody that works here that hasn't lived with Evan? at some
apparently
point?
not. Apparently
Yeah.
just wandered around. They gave me like 2 gigantic bottles of tequila. I never drank any, but I don't know where they went. I moved out of my other place. And I brought them. Just like, where did the tequila go?
Chris.
Evan just got loser drunk one night when nobody was around and drank
I-
all of it.
That guy doesn't drink
I
at
know,
all.
that's why it'd be fun.
I would really like to see him drunk.
Only
He used to,
tequila.
though, right?
I don't know. Like I went to
Maybe
school.
it just he's so eccentric that him drunk like cannot coexist in the
Well,
same universe that him sober does.
I'm trying to remember.
Or he's really boring when he's drunk.
Yeah,
He goes the
maybe he just
opposite
like
way.
gets like sad and mopey, like the opposite of what he regularly is.
I'm trying to remember if I remember Evan from school because we both took the same program. He was just 2 years ahead of me. But
I feel like
Man,
he'd be a pretty
it's-
memorable guy.
yeah,
I guess I don't know. It seems weird to me the concept of like knowing someone your whole life, growing up with them, and going to school, and then fucking working with them.
I do.
yeah.
That's weird, man. I've never like lived.
Who's your oldest friend? How old? How long?
Like how long have I been friends with anyone? Probably about like 2 or 3 years. And then I usually move on. I'm a leaf on the
Until
wind.
tomorrow, he'll settle
Yeah, I've
down.
never lived in the same house for more than
Until
2 years.
tomorrow, we'll just keep moving.
I lived in the same house from when I was 2 till I was about 22. It's like I was like
That's
I was
fucking crazy.
half living with friends like after I was 18.
There's
but-
still
No.
Stellas from that.
Nice.
Well, what?
I was like, Stella, we didn't have any of that today. I thought that was gonna be
Yeah,
Steve.
they did.
Yeah.
I love
I know.
I love playing
Excuse me.
foos
Yeah.
with Steve. He just gets so pissed off
Does
all
he?
the time. Yeah.
I feel
You
like
what?
he'd be a sore loser.
Playing foos with Steve.
So he is leaving.
You guys were so lucky on that round, though. That was
Steve
retarded.
Race is leaving?
Hmm?
Is he leaving the club?
No. As far as I know, he's not. I think he's good.
Gervais? No?
Is this the time where everything gets sexy? Take off the
Yeah,
belts, boys.
it only takes a couple of words. Yeah, this is
Okay.
actually a different
It's time
website.
for it's time for her to be honest and real.
So, I want to hear more about this Bill Nye thing, anyways. Aside
Oh,
from
yes.
that.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
About a week and a half ago, he released this video basically urging parents that if they're religious, please don't force it on your children.
Thank you.
Because
Yes.
for the next generation, we need smart people, we need engineers, we need people who believe in science and push it forward. Else we're kind of screwed.
Well, imagine. Yeah,
That's
just
a little
running
different.
out.
I would say don't push it on children because children don't understand at all the huge concepts that religion will force, and therefore mess up their little imaginations to think, "Ooh, hell exists,
Yeah.
and everyone's gonna die, and you're not gonna be
Yeah.
there," because it just kids do not understand
It's-
these
it's
things,
kind of
so you
thing that-
cannot push that on them.
Yeah, but I think partially that's some of the reason that religion is pushed on some people, especially kids, because it's harder to believe in the concept, and this goes to why I think that religion exists for a lot of people anyways, is that people find it hard to believe in the concept of infinity or complete nothingness and stuff like that, and that's why they came up with
Well,
Then
This-
why not have them, create that faith and having and find that faith rather than having it pushed on them? It would be more meaningful if they were to discover it for themselves rather than have
Yeah,
to.
Yeah,
but
but
they're,
that's
like,
what you
especially-
let your kids do. Anything they do, that discover for
On the other hand,
themselves.
I don't know. Maybe you can speak to this better than I can as a parent. I would probably try to tell my kid that you want to go for science, you want to find the real reasons why things exist and the way things are. But it would be also in a very similar way to someone pushing religion. It's like, this is what's going on. This is fact.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, and it's kind of tricky because the ideal thing is not to push anything on your kids, right? Let them figure out the
Yeah,
whole
leave
world
it
on their
open if they want to explore it.
Yeah, but at the same
don't
time, as a
push them
parent,
on,
your views will always kind of get, translated or
Yeah, you don't really need to push it because they'll just kind of filter down because they look up to their parents
There's-
as a role model.
There's
And you
And
can't
it's not-
always help it. When you're a parent and you're dealing with this shit full time, it's not always like about, oh, what should I expose my kid to? It's kind of like you
Case
are
by
who
case
you
basis.
are, and
Yeah, and that filters in.
yeah, like you can't be on guard the whole time you're
But
with
it's
your
as
kid.
long as not so much views or what you believe in, but values, like particular values and how to treat people, how to treat yourself, are maintained, and so that your children don't see, it's like, well, you told me to do this, but you're not doing that, so you're a hypocrite. Therefore, you've lost all credibility with me, and I'm not going to believe you. Or if your values are different from your partner's values, then it's like, oh, well, you don't like this? I'm going to ask this other person because I know they have a different value. So that's
Yeah, and
having the
kids
same-
are always smart.
that's
They'll pick
that's
up on
their
it.
currency is hypocrisy
Inconsistency,
and
yeah.
inconsistency. That's what they thrive on. So I do realize that religion gives you that mutual bounding of values,
Mhm.
but I'm still not for enforcing religion on your children.
Yeah. See, the way I see it is not to-
Educating is one thing,
Yeah.
but
like not to offend anybody, but the way I see religion is that it's a social tool that gets developed when you don't have the answers, you make up the answers in terms of religion to try and explain the things you don't understand. And so it's really easy for kids; they don't understand a lot, so they can really easily buy
yes,
into religion.
that's true.
It's like, oh yeah, oh how come the sky happens? How come these things happen? Oh well,
I
magic,
don't know the science
spirituality.
behind
No,
it.
you
but-
see, like for that, I think that's like I agree with that, and I think religion was useful back in the day when people, didn't know what was what, and like you see this big fucking glowing thing in the sky, and you're like, oh, that must be a god.
Yeah.
But now that we know it's just the sun, right? And it's kind of like the more that we know through our advancements in technology and stuff like that, they'll kind of more of a backseat religion is taking because it's being explained. And like I really get frustrated with all like creationism arguments and stuff like that.
When it's directly proven wrong.
Yeah,
through
but
science.
they're also like, oh, there's this like
Go
couple
on.
things that you can't explain.
Grab a beer.
Or you
Yeah.
want to take a seat?
Yudiv's only for like 10 minutes.
Orrie!
Oh, he's
didn't recognize you.
But some things just don't make sense. Like
We're in the heat of something
spiritual
pretty
religion.
deep right
I'm
now.
just gonna jump
Well,
right
first I'd like to introduce Orrie because I wanted you to be more of a part. Like I wanted you on the intro video because you were on the sort of pilot
I was.
test
yeah.
that we did. But you were gone for 2 weeks. Where were you?
I went to San Fran,
Oh
For what?
shit! I don't know.
visiting, enjoying
Trolley cars.
Okay.
the gay community.
They have the
If you
best,
didn't say it, I was gonna say it.
best music.
Best.
Best music.
I
Well,
heard,
while we're on
I
the
heard
podcast-
Vancouver overtook San Fran in the biggest gay community.
Oh,
in
I have
North Van.
a story to tell.
I thought you were going for a high five there.
No.
I was
I was like,
No.
I'm gonna beat Orrie.
Yeah, no, okay, being gay is all fine and cool, but it was funny because I went down to Vancouver while the gay pride parade was happening.
I was there for that too.
Were you?
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
I was watching it with my son.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, I was watching with my dad actually. And
Where
my
were
dad's
you on English Bay? Or?
Downtown, Robson Street-ish.
Oh, I was on the other side downtown. I was on Dating.
Okay. Oh, yeah, that's where it started.
I was on where the real gay
So-
stuff happened.
Yeah, my dad is like an old school, like working man, straight cut kind of guy, right? And so he hears that this gay pride parade is going on. So he goes, "Oh man,
We
we
gotta
have
go to that."
see this."
Oh, really?
It's like we don't want any part of that. Like that's fine if they want to be gay, that's fine, but we don't care. We have to see this. So we take him there, and then for like 2 hours, he's it looked like a kid in a zoo, just looking around like, what are these strange creatures? Who are
No
these
way.
people? Like, this is amazing.
That's awesome, though.
Let's
That's
move on.
the same city right now?
Yeah, it's like, wow.
That's really cool, though. What I like about that is that he's he's isolated. He's not a part of that. He doesn't know anything about gay people, but he approaches it with not like hatred or fear or anything like that. He's just like, wow, it's something new. It's like, you're all gay.
So yeah,
And
so
I don't know
on one
anything.
hand, like, is it good because it's like gay exposure? It exposes him to like some kind of gay culture. On the other hand, like, is that what gay culture really is? Like, I feel like that's not.
What, the gay pride parade?
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty
It's
much
like
from
gay,
what I've
like
seen.
gay crazy party people. I don't imagine most gay people to be like that.
I
Well,
think
I don't
it's-
know. Naturally, I don't know.
I think it's,
I don't
it's
know,
just
like,
seems like it doesn't really make sense.
like freedom of expression.
Yeah.
So not afraid to hold back your.
Well, yeah, obviously.
It doesn't
the-
seem
the
like an
gay-
accurate representation of what gay things are.
I
It's
think
like,
it's
yeah,
more
let's
of like,
party.
like it's kind of like Chinese New Year's. Like you go down there and like, oh, what's all those cool things? Like,
Oh, okay,
I don't see
okay,
it every
okay.
day either.
Yeah.
And I'm
Yeah,
sure most
that's
people
true.
don't, right? You're just saying like, oh, Dragon Dance.
Yeah.
It's
It
just
is-
a
it's-
celebration.
Asian people are all dragon dancing. It's kind of what they do.
This is what they do all day.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
it is. It's an exaggeration of that culture, right? Because
Because it's entertaining.
yeah, well, no, it's because
Yeah, apparently.
it's because they're happy to be able to do that, right? Like a lot of places in the States or even Canada, you can't openly be gay, right? So that the fact that there's a day
Straight
when they
white
can
guy
just like
party would
go
be
out
boring.
and do it.
We're having one right now.
Just
Yeah.
everyone's sitting on floats, drinking beers,
Float.
watching sports.
And check out my
Yeah, there's
sort
somebody.
of,
There's somebody. There is that.
Cool.
I think in Brazil they've started having. I think it was like this year they started doing it. That they're gonna have straight guy parades, which is like.
Is that
it's-
necessary?
I gotta
I
say.
don't know how
That's
successful it's gonna be.
Like, yeah.
It's
boo,
but the thing is
yeah.
like it's fair.
Yeah.
It's fair
Yeah,
enough. It's
yeah,
equal.
it's
It's
boo.
equal rights,
I
right?
guess
Like we
you-
get to
yeah.
celebrate being straight, just like they get to celebrate being gay. But
Is it
it does sound
necessary,
less
though? Like-
fun.
Yeah.
It's just gonna be like a bunch of like straight guys hanging out, getting drunk, high fiving.
Yeah.
I highly question the motives though, because it's so reactionary.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It doesn't
So,
feel like
like-
it's not necessary. It's not genuine. So like, what's the point?
Yeah.
In order to confront the whole gay pride
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like
White straight guys haven't really been persecuted.
Not really, no.
They really have nothing to really celebrate
Yeah.
of the maturity of
but
civilization.
we do have our achievements. Like white people have
Yeah.
done good stuff. Like
But-
we freed the slaves.
But we've also we enslaved. But you know,
We're all in this
Some of
boat
those
together,
guys-
Calder.
I
We're
forget-
all in it together.
I think it was Louis C.K. who was making this joke that, you know, white guys have had it good for a long time, and a lot of other people around the world haven't. So it's going to catch up to us at a certain point.
Yes,
We're
well,
gonna-
we're getting it so far
It's
in
true.
commercials, portraying men as being stupid and unhandy around the house, and TV shows of men being irresponsible
That's them
husbands.
trying to cater to
and-
the everyman. Which
The
is
real
not very,
man.
You know what I realized the other day? The term cracker, because I was like, we were talking about like racial slurs and stuff like that, and I was like, oh, there's not really a good one for like white guys or anything like that. Like, oh, there's like a good like racial thing for.
I know in China, in China, white people are called
Guilo.
white devil.
Yeah, guilo, but still, that's not really offensive to us. If someone calls us guilo, we're just like, whatever. With your China, but
Poke you with stick. They poke
but
us
the
with sticks.
the whole like cracker thing, I thought it was like a like a cracker, like with some salt or something.
Yeah, I was thinking that too.
Yeah,
Is it
but
not?
it's actually the whip cracker.
Oh.
Like we're cracking the whip, and it's like more like
so
a slave.
that makes more sense.
Yeah, and I was like,
I can think of yeah.
Oh.
At least it has context.
I guess that's
yeah.
a
That
bit
is some context.
offensive, a little bit. Yeah,
So
so
like, I'm not I'm not oppressive. I'm not an oppressive guy.
yeah, like it's in that kind of balances out, right? That is like something that is kind of offensive because it's a stereotype that you're not actually that you aren't, right? So I was quite happy once I realized that because I was like, good, cracker is kind of mildly offensive. It's not something I would actually like to be called by another race. If a fucking white person called me, I would be like, whatever.
But still, like if you were in a foreign country and then people were discriminating against you and calling you that name, probably have a lot more impact than like
yeah, yes.
being in your comfortable surrounded by your
So,
own.
but at the same time, like like you say, like white people have had it easy throughout like the start of time. So, like I'm not gonna like get a good backlash to that, but I was quite happy for the other races that there was actually something to insult white people with because I feel like it wasn't really that.
Yay,
You
it's
touched on a good
equal,
Yes,
equal,
hatred.
equal,
Hatred and discrimination.
hatred.
That makes up for all the
We all
bad things.
have our thing. Yeah, humans.
So you know what's funny is that we still haven't. Was there another San Francisco story that you wanted to throw in there?
For a couple, please.
Oh, okay. Well, so funny thing. As soon as we turn into the gay neighborhood,
The gay.
Which is probably the first thing you did, right?
of course, you have to check it
Welcome
out.
to the neighborhood.
There is these two guys just ass naked drinking coffee at a cafe.
And you're like,
What?
why can't I do that at home?
Exactly. I was like,
Why is
I
it
feel
so
so left
okay
out.
for them?
I go to a Starbucks.
Yeah, but
order a mocha.
Did they have like
Yeah.
socks and shoes on or?
well, okay.
That
they
makes
had
you
shoes
more
on.
naked with socks and shoes
Socks
on.
and shoes on.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
I guess
kind
one
of,
guy
because it's
had
like
a
you're
hat.
purposely not wearing
One
clothes.
guy had a
Exactly.
hat.
One guy
Wow.
was
Wow,
wearing a hat.
nudist colony.
You know.
I didn't
Was it
know.
or yeah? What?
Was it a nudist?
No, it was just out in the streets, like literally.
Oh,
these
man.
were only two naked guys, but they were
Swinging in
naked.
the wind.
Like
Was
I
it-
used to live on Davie Street in Vancouver,
That's the
and
gay street.
it happens every now and then. There's the critical mass, right? That's not even gay pride or anything like that. It's just people protesting against car fumes and stuff. So they shut down streets every Friday. I think it's every week or it's like once a month or something like that, where everybody just rides their bike up like some of the busiest streets in Vancouver, and they shut the streets down because they have to, because it's like hundreds of people riding these bikes. And I was just walking up the street with like my son and my wife and stuff at the time, and I was just like, yeah, people on bikes and stuff. And I kind of look over here, and there's this ledge with a guy standing on it, camera taking pictures of critical mass, wearing nothing. And I was face to face
Why?
with a steaming pile of cock. And I was just like, ah! Yeah, it was just like random naked guy on a Friday afternoon, nothing special, really. And it was just like, yeah, just like open nudity. Also, did you guys know, this is kind of on topic, Sunday just passed was National kind of Get Your Tits Out Day
I heard that.
for women.
What?
Yeah.
What? Why?
Definitely didn't see any tits.
Number one, why?
I
And
told
who
that to the
invented
girlfriend,
that?
and she was
Because-
like, no.
Probably a guy.
Yeah, because girls don't like, well, girls, like there's a feminist movement
Right,
of
equality of-
equality and stuff like that, and they're frustrated that it's socially acceptable for guys to be able to walk around in public areas like streets and
know.
stuff.
Well, it's like
It
with
feels like
their-
it's biologically
yeah.
not built to be equal.
Yeah. I know some people really don't
I
like
don't know,
even
it's just a
guys.
couple-
You can
It's
pretend
It's
that you
just kind
don't
of
like
annoying.
it,
Put
but
your shirt on. Especially guys who run around down with their shirts off.
What?
Yeah, that's right.
It's hot outside, man. I assume you're talking about when I'm jogging.
Yeah.
The
Yeah, I'm
thing.
yeah, okay. So it's like they do it in Europe, right? Topless chicks,
And-
like tanning.
Maybe
and
it-
maybe
it
it would be
is,
less
but
taboo
how do
if we were more naked all the time, then it wouldn't be as shocking.
Yeah,
and
but
if we were
but
raised,
it's
and
not
if
like
it was-
it. I don't know.
all the time.
And there's a number
It would
of.
save
I
a
don't
lot of
think
money on
it's
clothes.
legal in Alberta at all.
Yeah.
But I know in Toronto and a bunch of places in the States.
Yeah, more east side it's legal
Yeah.
and kind of exercise. There's a female activist that goes around like downtown New York, like Manhattan, topless, and gets a lot of shit from a lot of people for doing that. But she's like, I'm legally allowed to do this. It's within my rights.
It's weird for me saying this, but it's just boobs.
Well, that's what I'm
It's not
saying.
the whole
Well,
big thing.
especially
if it was just normal, then like much like why is it different between men and women? Well, because men have always done it, and so it's comfortable. We're normal with it. It's not something shocking.
yeah.
Yeah,
And
but
I'll-
I mean,
I'll
think
say-
about like biological, like not to get detail.
Women would objectify men as well, perhaps not to the same
If we
degree.
wore
Really?
if we wore bros and hit our pecs all the time.
Well, exactly. Like, I don't know. It's just like it's a sexual characteristic that men assess for attractiveness.
And
because
I do
it's-
believe women probably do the
For
same.
reproductive
And that's because it's hit.
reproductivity.
It used to be done with like ankles. If you saw a chick's ankles, like if she was walking around in like
What
shorts,
was men's
like,
ankles back in like the 1700s, whatever.
it
Really?
went both ways.
You like
Yeah,
worked
that
out
was
your
like
ankles.
like
so
the
they
male
look good.
equivalent of cleavage
Yeah.
was like exposed.
So right
Yeah,
there,
and
right there. If
you
it
can-
indeed was
Okay,
normal,
so it's a cultural thing.
It's a cultural
Exactly.
thing.
Yeah. There was also like Elvis. Remember when
You
he
go,
started
you go
moving
into
his hips around, everyone
smaller,
was like
smaller
"That's-
tribes and stuff
or
like
hips."
that, where everyone's the same.
I guess if they can
That's a
manage
good
it.
point.
and they're
Yeah.
they're controlling their sexual urges and such. It's just
Yeah.
because
Yeah,
it's just we have people who have it hidden, which imaginations are going crazy, and then we see it like, oh, imagination, that's what that is. Oh. Visualize.
So it becomes because it's more rare, it's more valued.
Exactly.
It's more
yeah.
like,
It's
like,
more.
oh my god, this
more
is
of a
so
big
awesome
deal.
because I never see
Maybe
it.
that's in fact why wearing clothes originally was the first sin of Adam and Eve, is because it began to put
Shame.
these
Yeah. I
crazy
was
shame.
gonna say
Well,
the
not only
invention of
not
shame.
shame, but imagination, sexual imagination of both
Instead
sexes.
of it just being right in front of
It's
you.
just being right there. And it's like
thing. It's
it's like ooh, it's starting to become objectified because we're now imagining certain parts. So we're only imagining those certain parts. Oh.
oh god.
Oh my god, got a drink.
So
you
yeah,
gotta drink when the round is
beer.
maybe someday
So Dan's the loser.
everybody
this
will
time.
Oh.
be naked again.
The whole thing.
This is
Well, if you lose, you gotta
That's,
check
that
out.
was the original
Quick,
idea.
store some in your beard.
yeah.
I kind of want to finish my Bill Nye story.
I know. I want to know
planning
about
on
the
it,
Bill Nye
actually.
thing.
Oh, Bill! No, Bill, there's a story.
So we came up with this
Bill,
fairly
Bill,
mild video.
Bill,
It's
Bill.
just like, okay, well, we need more intelligent people. And so
Oh yeah,
this
that's how
this week, there's another guy, some Republican some senator in the States, who goes on this
Oh my
speech.
god, oh my god, oh my god.
Oh,
She was
Whoa, whoa.
standing
I'll wait
so
for this
nice.
to balance.
Carry on. This
Hold
took me
on.
ages to balance the other day.
Never gonna finish this story.
Okay,
Bill
Okay.
Nye.
I might not.
Fucking
No.
bitch.
He just can't keep their hands off.
We're just gonna call this.
And this Republican senator, politician, was just bashing Bill Nye and claiming he caused Hurricane Isaac with his immoral
How
comments.
do you do that?
What?
How do you
Of that
say,
video.
formulate that logical argument?
Politicians say that.
And
So
so
like it's the hurricane is God's wrath at Bill Nye's.
because of Bill Nye. yeah.
Really? What?
And this is like the same kind of idea of thinking about that one guy who was like legitimate rape doesn't.
Yeah.
That's
pregnancies. Like, I don't know what that was
Oh,
about.
yeah, the women
The female
would
body-
automatically know and reject the sperm.
Yeah, like females won't get pregnant
By
if
the
they
way,
don't want to be
yeah.
pregnant.
Yeah.
You know, you're locked. It's locked down.
That's
Yeah.
just locked down.
The Onion actually did a good article about that,
Oh,
like
I'm
about a
sure.
woman who was relieved. Like, I'm relieved that that horrible rape that I had to experience that resulted in a child, he wasn't actually raping me.
Yeah.
Subconsciously,
That was a fake
watched-
rape.
I needed
Anyways, so Bill Nye is in a very formal, nice interview with the Smithsonian, and
Can I want to ask about Bill Nye. Like, is he just an actor, or is he actually like a
He's-
qualified
he's
science?
he's a performer, but he's very involved with the scientific community.
Oh, okay.
it's
So,
not-
you like if he talks about science, we can actually like
Yeah,
listen to.
It's like he's not as important as say like Neil deGrasse Tyson or something. Like he's,
Yeah.
he's
I
a
don't know
big-
who that is.
Look him up on Wikipedia.
he's a big
We'll add a link somewhere.
astrophysicist
We
and
will,
stuff.
we will.
He's pretty popular in some circles. But Bill Nye just starts unloading on this guy because the interviewer brings him up, and Smithsonian's like, I'm sick of and tired of hearing about these fucking idiots. And this is just like a live interview
He
on
actually said that.
television. And yeah, they're just fucking stupid and stuff. Apparently, I don't know if it was like a troll post that I found, but it was apparently he was just pissed and just swearing.
Well, I guess because that's pretty.
Well, he was actually, and the thing was, he was fighting against ignorance in his original
Yeah,
post.
exactly.
Now ignorance is attacking him back. So he's like, "This is ridiculous.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's do this. Let's fight."
Yeah, let's throw down.
And he did actually. He
Makes
challenged
sense.
the guy
That's good.
to an open debate on this.
And then.
And then haven't heard
Oh, I
anything
don't
back.
know. I don't know if that politician should do that.
Yeah,
No.
I think he'd get wrecked.
That's like shit like that is what, like I feel like we were talking about religion in kind of like a good way on how it can help kids
Yeah,
and
it
help
can.
people that can't fathom things and stuff like that. I will say flat out, like I don't really believe in it.
It
or
makes
I-
a lousy scapegoat.
Yeah, but like shit like
I
that
think it makes
is
the
what
best
really
scapegoat.
scares me.
Well,
That's
When
the problem.
people
yeah, it's depending on what you saw.
when people use religion as a weapon, they're just like, this person is a bit weird, so let's fucking kill them. Or, like, even stuff like that, like Bill Nye said some shit that I don't believe in, so he caused a hurricane that might result in, like, the deaths of...
That's the big belief, though, right? Like, immoral action results in punishment from God.
Yeah, and that is people, like, swaying that, like, other people's belief into believing their bullshit so that they can get whatever goal they're trying to
Yes,
achieve.
yeah. They using a religion for their agenda.
Yeah, like, did you guys ever see The Mist?
Dude,
Is it the movie
Yeah.
with
it looked stupid, so I didn't see it.
the original, not the original
the one by
Punisher.
Stephen King?
Yeah, it's a Stephen King thing.
No, I never.
First of all, most
but
retarded.
I do know what you're talking about.
Yeah, that fucking bombed. But most retarded ending to a movie ever, especially if you have kids. I don't want to give any spoilers or anything, but it's just fucking stupid. But anyways, it's the it's also
Now I have to watch it. This is how bad it really is.
it's a good movie if you turn it off 5 minutes from the end.
What's so bad about the end? Just tell us what the ending is.
It's like
I
a-
suppose it's been out for a while.
It's
So
been out
okay,
for
I'll
10
go.
years.
I'll glaze over the whole movie. Basically, like small town America sort of thing, and then this mist rolls in, fucking full of monsters and aliens and shit. And everyone in this town kind of holds up in the grocery store. And because it's small town America, that you have like your religious fanatic who like runs the church and shit like that. And eventually, during their like hold up in this grocery store, like she, gets everyone to follow her like religious beliefs, and it's like God sent these creatures to kill us and cleanse us and all that sort of shit. And then like she casts out people, and she basically just turns into a religious psycho that like blames other people for this happening and stuff like that. So like the main characters has to.
You must be sacrificed.
Yeah. So
That
yeah.
didn't work.
So they're just
You
like,
must be sacrificed.
yeah, pretty much. So
No one's used to do it.
where the shit part is that it's what's his name? God, what's the name of the he was in the TV show The Hung, and he was the Punisher.
Yeah.
Tom Jane?
Tom Jane, yeah, he's the main guy, and he's there with a couple of his kids. His wife is gone and stuff,
Oh, he
so
used to be a gigolo.
he's in charge of like his kids, and they get sent out because they don't quite buy into like her religious shit. So she
Slightly more bigger.
steers the crowd into forcing them out into this mist full of like these evil monsters, which along the way you find out is like the government has been experimenting with. This is one of Stephen King's later novels.
Fair enough.
It was a bit more all over the place. And the government basically opens up a portal to an alien planet, and all the shit comes through and starts killing people. So when they're
Aliens love killing, or creatures love killing people.
yeah. So anyways,
It's
Tom
squishy.
Jane and his kids and a couple of like old people and a romantic interest get sent out. They get in the car. They try and drive away from this whole thing, and they run out of gas. So this is the end of the movie. They run out of gas, and they're just like, "Oh, we can't be killed by those things. We have a gun with 5 bullets, and there's 6 of us." So they all take turns killing each other, and Tom Jane kills his kids. And then that's when he realizes that he doesn't have a last bullet for himself, and he's just like fucking trying to pull his own, he's trying to kill himself. And it was funny because when I was watching this, I was just like, that is fucking retarded. I was like, it'd be like really funny if like the army rolls up and like everything's okay right at this
That's
moment.
what I was expecting.
Yeah, and then that happens. And he was just like, oh, I just killed my kids and like for nothing. And I was just like, oh, it's so frustrating because I was just like, they ran out of gas. They didn't even make a fucking run for it or anything like that. It's like, you killed your kids because you ran out of cats.
Well, I guess it depends on like how like impossible the aliens are to fucking avoid.
Well, I don't know. They're not that. Nothing is that impossible. You don't fucking shoot your kids if there's any remote
Yeah.
chance of survival. Like you would throw yourself in. If anything, oh fuck, I don't know, man. There's like being a parent because I was about.
Okay.
My son was like 1 or 2 at that time, and I was just like, especially in those early years, you'll just like you have that sudden realization that your life is kind of like second to theirs, and it's kind of a weird thing to.
He never had children. What's his?
What, Stephen King?
Stephen King. So he
I
may
don't
not
know.
have that.
Yeah,
that
that could be it.
I don't think Stephen King's ever had kids or a girlfriend or anything.
So
like,
he
if
may
you
that might
like-
reflect in
successful.
his
He
art.
sleeps with his money.
He wrote
sure
a
he's
book
married.
about a guy
Is it?
that
I'm
fucks
pretty sure
his
he's
car.
married, yeah.
So
But, and was that the actual book? Because I know they do it a lot with Stephen King stuff, where they just
they adapt it probably.
like cut out huge chunks and change
Oh,
things.
okay.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know.
But I mean-
But the thing
M.
is,
Night
M. Night
Shyamalan directed it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What a twist.
But,
Oh,
It was all a game.
and I feel like that ending would be interesting in a book.
I'm not
If I was to
Shyamalan.
read through that and be like, huh,
Ever since The
as
Sixth
opposed
Sense,
to a
all
movie
those
where it's just
movies
like
are
that's so
shit.
silly.
maybe if there was more emphasis on the like the kind of death that they
Yes.
Yeah,
would
it's
have
like-
had to go
Yeah, if they
through.
came across someone that was,
It was
like
unusually
torn
grotesque
to
and terrible.
shreds.
Well, not even. I think
Or
worse.
something.
I think what would make it more impactful would be not so much like a terrible death, but like a terrible continual living kind of thing. Like they don't die or get killed. They get like
Well, that's
horribly
Yeah.
still living in torturous hell existence, and it's like, you know what I mean?
Like
contextually,
zombified.
it makes- exactly right. Better to die than to be a zombie or like some
Ah.
crazy alien spawn that's semi-alive, like terrible existence. I don't. You know what I mean? Like the intensity of the.
But yeah, I guess that's.
On the case of
I
it,
don't know, man. It's gotta be something. I think it's gotta be something like really harsh and really fucking guaranteed for you to have to like
Yeah,
spare.
and if
your
they don't
kids.
sell enough on that, then it feels like, wow, that was kind of a
Just
pessimistic
cheap,
approach.
Like, it was really retarded.
Like when you ever see a zombie movie where someone kills themselves, it's like okay, I understand.
Oh, that makes me want to talk
I
about
don't like
Cabin in the
zombie
Woods, but we're
movies.
not allowed yet.
oh,
Well, I'll be there for that. I love that movie. It was great.
Oh, really? Yeah. Somebody should go get Steve. I want to talk about
I'm
it.
really comfy right now.
Okay.
I was hoping I was
I'm
gonna.
gonna
Go down,
run
go.
too.
Run.
Cut.
May the wind
taking
be
a
with you.
spot.
Cut.
Oh, should we? Yeah, maybe we should cut because I have to pee.
Yeah, I have to be as well, but I'm scared that someone will
You
take
can
my
edit
spot
this
and I'll end
out.
up off.
Yeah, we
the-
can. I'll edit it. We'll do a cut break.
You like chop. So do you have family out in Seattle?
San Francisco. No. I went with a friend whose cousin is studying down there.
Oh, okay.
She's doing dentistry or something. So
So yes, it is tricky, especially with multiple languages, and yeah, it's always a stressful thing with programming is that there are so many programmers. Well, not so many programs, but so many programming languages. That's my
That was good, I
rewind
like
voice.
Yeah, it's
Different
that's
function
cheating,
calls,
though.
different methods.
Put a pin up on the side. Well, I
It's,
want to do that, obviously.
It's like saying like you've been working in Photoshop.
I like it when you get a like a 24 pack. Someone's got a different lady on every one. Well, not everyone, but every like 3 or something.
That would be fun.
oh, okay.
I would drink that
So yes,
beer.
you're like, oh, okay,
You
well, I
drink the
see
shit
this
out of that.
icon. I know what this
There's
is
always
to
that appeal,
do.
that unique
to the
bottle
extent
that you need.
it may take
Heineken's coming out
time
with cube bottles.
to learn that, and that
But
frustrates
Heineken's coming out with 2.
much like
Cube.
learning
Oh, cube.
Cubes.
a language, like an English language.
Whoa,
or-
stackable.
It's like
Yeah, they're easy to
glass?
store. They're like
the fact that
glass
you
or
have
glass,
trouble
yeah.
with
I
a
thought you said
particular language,
sackable. So you like throw them at people's sacks.
A sack of beer.
Yeah,
It's like
but-
water
It
balloons.
just means
that
you're
was
just-
the that was the original intention, but they found
Yeah,
you
and
can
that's
fit
gonna be
more in a fridge
frustrating,
easier,
especially
so they
if
decided to go with it.
That's smart. Although it's not as
Unless they lie
structurally
that-
strong as a cylinder.
some time. And
What?
Are you sure? Like,
Yeah.
is that true?
Really
Yeah,
big-
cylinders are like that's what they do for like buildings and earthquakes and stuff. That's why pillars are always round, is because they're structurally, because of the round shape, it's equal around the outside, so it holds weight and pressure better than a square. You have tension points like in between the corners. The corners are strong, but like
I
you
suppose
know,
I can see it. Yeah.
structurally stronger,
Interesting.
but not
What?
as space.
But it's like a little glass. I don't think it's going to be like I need to stack.
Yeah,
200
here-
Well,
pounds.
when you like move it and like in bulk and like fucking mountains of beer and stuff, maybe you need to. I don't know. I'm just saying.
I'm
I'm just saying.
Oh,
Sorry,
actually,
those
when
are
you
the
said mountains of
virtues of a
beer, my
cylinder.
brain just went
cylindrical
there.
beer.
Well, this is also because of potential pressure.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Pressure is involved, and pressure, will
Nice,
try to
yeah.
pull out.
Right. Yeah, corners
The
and
corners.
squares just
Pressure.
uneven.
Speaking of pressure,
But yeah, it's kind of cool. Although it seems like it'd be weird to drink out of a cube. 'Cause
I
it's
love
on one
different
corner.
new things, so that would be fun.
yeah,
to
I know,
drink
I'm a
out of
sucker.
Dan
Trying
likes
new
to
things.
start-
Like every time there's a new bag of chips, I'm like,
Yep, gotta try that
Gotta give
flavor.
it a
That's funny because that's
every
essentially,
flavor, everything, alcohol, new booze. Like when I tried Soho, I'm like, oh my god, there's so much out here to try. I
What do you think
feel
about-
bad for suckers who just drink Canadian all the time. Like, there's so much beer out here.
Tobias, you actually have like a thing for a bag of chips because you said you actually used that example last week too. We were talking
Stop
about.
recycling.
Well, President's Choice has a lot of variety for bags of chips.
Yeah.
Well, have you guys ever had they've been around for a couple of years now, but the cheeseburger chips
Yes.
that taste
No.
exactly like cheeseburgers and is the
Really?
weirdest thing
I
in the
don't know
world.
if I have
Hot dog chips taste more like hot dogs than the hamburger chips.
Yeah, it's true, and it's weird. It's like
But you can't have too many. That's the thing with some of the chips is like, you can only really have a few, or your mouth will just taste like ass. Really, like you can only there's the Greek chips that your mouth you can have them for a few, but your mouth will just become saturated, and you're like,
In Greekness.
And Greekness. Yeah.
too Greek right now.
You can't just mow down like you can with perhaps the hot sauce, Louisiana hot sauce chips, which are
ketchup
there.
chips.
Yeah,
Fucking-
those will
yeah.
burn your mouth away.
Did you know they don't have ketchup chips in the U.S.?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Really?
Really?
Apparently, they didn't have salt and vinegar chips for a while either.
Good. Those are
Ridiculous.
awful.
I would lose chips if I could get alcohol that's as cheap as it is in the States.
That's true. It's pennies.
And being
It's
able to
literally
drink
pennies.
in public sometimes.
It was weird. Like when we were down at E3.
It's cheaper than fucking water.
Yeah, it's crazy. We would go into the grocery store because we want to grab some food because we're there for a week. And there's just an entire row. It's like, why is there beer over here? This is a lot of like alcohol-free beer, and then they have beer in the grocery store here.
Yeah, the fact that you
Yeah,
can
man, that's
get
like
beer
England.
And then
everywhere.
there was a bunch of people there for E3, so we just met some other guys there who also were like, I didn't know
Oh,
this
so
existed.
sad.
Just like standing there in awe.
Yeah, it's so like
So
I
instead of drinking
fucking.
water, you can get non-alcoholic
It's
beer.
like a huge thing of vodka that normally costs $70-$80 here is like $30 there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And it's
it's ridiculous.
I thought
how
Canada
cheap
is so weird. I was so
It's
pissed
taxed,
off when I
isn't
came
it?
here
It's
from
just heavily
I would
taxed.
assume
from
so,
England. Because like I'd go get like it's so nice when you like go to get your groceries for the week and drink.
Oh,
We have like the worst time, like right around between 4 and 5, there's someone leaving all the time.
Yeah, well, no, even on on Fridays, like we tried it earlier. It was like 2 or something, 1:30 or 2 last time. None of you guys. I should be talking to you. You were there.
What?
Yeah.
I thought that was sorry. Just continue the story.
What?
Yeah. Anyways, like last week we did it earlier because I had to fly to Vancouver. My flight was at 5, so I did it from like 2 to 3. And Fridays you're just fucked all day because people leave early. Or, but also
I've never left early on a Friday.
shit. I always stay late. I'm like sometimes here until like 10 or 11. But
Working on work?
drinking
Or
no, just drinking,
beer.
playing pool and shit.
Yeah.
I like.
Well, they're he's rendering.
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
right.
Oh,
That-
yeah,
no, that's true.
drinking
That's
is
true.
working. This guy works pretty hard, long hours.
Yeah, no, I remember being really surprised when I first started working here a year ago.
It's been so long.
Yeah, it's been a fast year. Well, not really, because I've been in Calgary. Calgary sucks.
It's not that bad.
It sucks.
That's another conversation. I don't think it's that bad.
But the thing is, you get to compare it with Vancouver all the time.
And
And
Once or
England.
twice a month.
Oh, in England.
Mr. Travel.
Jungle
Yeah.
England.
And
Continue on.
Texas and Australia.
Yeah, it's like, come on. It's a decent city. It's not great, but it's not as good as some of the beautiful cities.
It smells weird.
Yeah, that's true.
That's just you.
No. Yesterday, because like, it just smells weird, man. Like,
I've gone to some cities that smell worse.
Like manure.
What?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
Lethbridge.
Lethbridge is horrible. Paris. That place actually does
Paris
smell like
stinks.
pee.
Paris is
Paris
one of my
smells like,
favorite / most hated
smells
cities
like
in the world.
Lucerne.
It's a really good skate city, but at the same time, it's got such a seedy. Like the bad parts in Paris are fucking bad. Like that's some of the worst ghettos in the world that you
The
find yourself
catacombs.
I feel like that's the good thing about Calgary is that the bad places,
They're not really that bad.
Compared to Vancouver,
Yeah,
fuck.
bro.
Hastings, freaking
Yeah.
Hobotopia down there.
All these
Yeah.
people are
Well, that's
pretty
because
nice here.
Vancouver is one of the most
Pretty
like
kind people.
it's one of the warmer places in Canada.
Yeah.
So a lot of the bums in Canada migrate there.
Yeah,
Sure,
I used to
you
live.
should.
I used to live at Brownlee Square, and when it reached like minus 40, fuck. Thank goodness they had these crazy igloos that they could house more homeless people outside.
What?
These crazy blow up igloos.
What?
Yeah,
blow
two of
blow
those.
up igloos.
Yeah, these giant blow up
So
igloos
weird.
that too that they could have because of course and it was just so cool. But yeah, these places are little warm little
Yeah,
nooks.
well,
But yeah, nevertheless, not a nice place to
Nah, man, homeless people
go at
fucking
home. It's cold.
shit.
But it's not Ontario cold, where no matter how bundled up you are, you will always be cold.
So
In
wet,
Ontario and Waterloo, yeah, it's that
Yeah.
wet cold.
wet coldness.
I would
It
go
cuts
with
through
that.
bones.
That sucks.
But it's still like minus 40, but it's.
Well, it doesn't have to get that cold, but in order to affect you. But yeah, at least you can bundle up.
I don't
I'll bundle
even
up here.
even now. Like
Doesn't
this
last that
morning.
long either.
This
It
morning
doesn't
I
last that
was
long either. You might get a headache because of Chinooks.
when I woke up today. I felt a bit of like kind of coldness and.
It was cold. It was cold in
Yeah.
the morning.
Yeah, but
it's tough to
that
it's tough to dress for because it's like super cold in the morning.
And it's like 25
hot,
degrees in the
and then it gets cold again. Yeah, it's
ridiculous.
Yeah, but it's a sign of the fucking shit to come,
You
right?
guys just gotta deal with it. I'm in shorts. I've been
Yeah.
wearing this. I biked down to work.
So you were like probably one of the guys like back in high school and stuff like snowing, wearing shorts.
No, it's like-
Ha! You guys are all
Yeah.
pussies.
Until I was like
Shorts.
19, I was afraid to wear shorts because I'm so damn pale. It's like I don't want anyone to see
Well, you're
my
never
pale.
gonna get a
Yeah.
tan with that attitude.
No, seriously, I've whenever I've been out in the sun for more than like 6 or 7 hours during the day, I've worn tons of sunscreen up here, still tanned, nothing on my legs. They don't change. They will be this color until the day I die.
You're untannable.
They're untannable.
That's like a really good power or weakness.
It's the worst superhero power ever.
Mexico,
Yeah.
Mexico,
Tan.
Can you get freckles on your legs?
Can you?
Because like
think
it's
so. I
like
think so.
your white person
I got
like
freckles everywhere
tan
else that I've
reaction.
got.
Does
Sure,
that
there's
happen
some-
on your legs?
There's probably some gingers out there that
I
got
could, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Because I got a ton of freckles.
On your legs though.
Like if they could tan, they would get freckles.
You can ask Eric.
You know what's funny? There's no other like racial equivalent of gingers, right? It's all, only white people have gingers. There's no like Asian.
Yes, there is.
Like
Is there? There's albino Asians.
Yeah,
People
there's
with
albino
blonde
everybody.
hair.
It's like you can be albino.
You
and white,
can be
just-
in
it's
any
like
any.
Yeah, but there's
race
albino
to
white
have-
guys too.
Yeah. Black
Yeah, but that's
people too.
extremely rare though.
Yeah.
Well, I feel bad
sure.
for if you're born in Africa and like the more less
You're
developed
albino
areas.
African.
Because seriously, like witch doctors will come and hunt you because you are albino.
They will.
Yeah,
Yeah, because that shit's weird.
It's just weird.
like they think
You're
it has some
shooting to
special
the
power,
hunter.
so they'll kill you and use your flesh for show.
Whoa.
Well, that kind of goes back to that whole religion thing that we were talking about.
Yeah,
I'm sure that's a
Lack of
small population of
yeah, it's not.
a particular location. There's a lot of different
Tribe,
cultures
if you
and
will.
tribes.
So you can't. You
Yeah,
won't actually
yeah,
go to
that's not
Johannesburg
really
and see
fair
an
to
albino.
say.
It's like, run.
Yeah.
I almost moved to Johannesburg a few years ago.
Really?
Johannesburg. It's Dutch.
Joburg,
Joburg,
Just
Joetown.
Dutch. Oh,
Now
are
I'm
you
thinking
Dutch
of-
background?
No.
Okay, I was about to be like, well,
What's
fuck
that?
you,
I'm
Dutch
just
guy.
saying.
I don't think of that.
Do I
band,
look Dutch?
Never heard of it?
You don't have shit on your
that-
face,
so-
so no.
Oh,
South
ouch.
African.
I'm offended on behalf of a Dutch
Give me a
person.
little bit more.
Are they really weird?
Yes.
I don't know.
What's it called?
Is it Antwerp or something?
Antwerp.
What are you talking about?
The Antwerp.
I don't know the actual.
That band. The
The
rap
rap group.
Rap group. South
That-
African
that-
rap group.
I didn't know
I just
it-
married one. I don't know the whole culture. But
Yeah.
yeah, that's why I was gonna move there because my ex-wife was South African and her uncle. I actually did some contract work for him a few weeks ago.
Awkward.
Like, no, well, not really actually. Like, he's pretty cool. Like, he's also married into that family too. He's married to my ex-wife's aunt. So we're both
Okay.
outlaws, not in-laws.
Oh,
Yeah.
That sounds way cool.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah,
Not in-laws.
I'm gonna use that if I ever can.
Yeah. So yeah, we do contract work every now and then. But like at one point, he offered me a full-time job, and it was kind of when video game stuff was on the downside. So I considered moving to Johannesburg, and it
You can
is
do anything remotely, can't you?
yeah, which is what I've been doing. But But at the same time, like a full-time job, like moving out there would have been good. And like her family was out there, and I was still married at this time. So I was like, yeah, we'll move out, and like her family's there, and we'll have our family and all that sort of stuff. But then that whole xenophobia shit started, and they started lighting people on fire while they were alive.
What time frame was this?
4 or 5 years ago, something like that.
Afraid of
I don't
Different
watch
Race?
nearly enough news.
You guys don't know about like
I
the
didn't
Tutsis and the
know
Hutus and
Oh, that I heard generally about that.
yeah.
They would light other people on fire. I thought.
Yeah, instead
know
of
the
because
details, but-
like bullets are actually kind of expensive in South Africa. Sometimes it's not always that
I heard they use machetes.
easy away. Yeah, the machetes are one thing, but you know when there's no
Fucking
machetes
scary.
around, they would actually just like beat the shit out of someone until they're incapacitated, and then light a fire on them, and yeah, kind
Would
of
it
burn
be easier
them
to just like kill them in a much more simpler, brutal way?
Yeah, they're not really
Simpler, brutal. There must be.
I'm just
more
thinking
brutal
killing
options.
economics here.
Yeah, no.
I'm
they-
sure there's plenty of sharp objects around. Doesn't
No.
take much to kill somebody.
Yeah, that was like a kind of popular way of killing people in this
That
wave
sucks.
of
Look how casual you were.
xenophobia.
I'm sorry, I'm just saying.
It doesn't take much. I mean, I've done it numerous
I
times.
listen to a lot of metal, okay? I hear a lot about different ways.
Yeah, you're like, yeah, that would work.
Just one more somebody.
Yeah, but that was one thing that was kind of scary is that for like
Yeah.
in South Africa there's the whole like racial thing, like association right with the apartheid and all that sort of stuff. But it's almost more dangerous to be there to be the wrong kind of black than to be white. White people are sectioned off and like they're we live like kind of in free prisons where the white people live in like controlled places. You need like a pass to get in. It's all gated
Why would you want to live in a
communities and
place
stuff.
like that?
I know exactly right. But it's also like
Like a challenge.
what's the worst thing about
Like a
that is
challenge.
that the white
Life
people
is
are
a challenge.
protected, but you got the Tutsis and the Hutus that fucking hate each other because the Dutch separated them. Was it? Yeah, it was the Dutch. And it's basically it's a differentiation between black people of like wide noses, slightly lighter or darker skins, and they just fucking kill each other on sight. It's retarded. The only thing I think that is more retarded than racism is people killing people of their own race because of slight differences. That's like if blonde people started a war on gingers.
Well, that's the thing. It's like they have like throughout all of like
That's
white
true.
human history. It's like
And that's
the
almost
French
happened.
killing the English or like
Yes,
the,
there you go.
Yeah.
It's like the
I mean-
100 Years War or the War of the
Well,
Roses.
yeah,
or
that's also
Tribal mentality
It's
that
just-
we're just like
it's
it's
slightly
us
different.
versus them.
Irish versus British kind of thing. It's
Yeah,
like they're the
tribal
same
mentality.
thing,
Yeah,
but
exactly.
Yeah, but
Chinese
no,
history.
no
I'm sure it goes deeper than
Oh,
just
yeah.
like
Sure.
like biological features. I'm sure there's
Yeah,
like
obviously.
cultural differences and stuff too.
Like,
And not just that. I'm just saying like
yeah, but that almost
There-
feels
it's
more justified for it to be a
misconception that,
territorial
oh,
thing,
in China, you know,
or
you
I
can
don't know,
only
I
have
guess
one.
I have an issue with people
one
with
child.
full beards.
No,
It
that's
sounds
not
like I just
all
can't get
for
wrong.
with full.
well, like yeah, the whole Nazi thing. It's like
minority.
what like
majority
white
of
Germans
China.
and like Jewish
Yeah.
Germans,
Of
they look
particular-
pretty
of
much the
particular-
same, but like there was a huge thing.
Yeah.
It's like
Okay,
it's-
we're having
it's
two
all-
conversations.
It's enforced, but there's
This
another.
is not good for podcasts.
Yeah, no, it's,
Of course,
that's a
it's
podcast.
China,
No.
China, that, you know,
These guys are zoned out. They don't even know what we're
not
talking
that
about.
doesn't have to
It's
be
not a
that.
normal
So-
conversation. This is a fucking
We
podcast.
could say anything. Like you guys are a couple of
The thing with China
douchebags.
is like, I mean, you could literally
And
just
they wouldn't
pay
even
your
care.
way to whatever you want.
Yes, that's right. I just
whatever they want is dick in the
Article
douche.
about
bag
that.
ass.
Because they love it up the
You can-
ass.
Yep.
completely different people.
I'm feeling deja vu from this conversation. This is something we were talking about.
Nope. I don't know, maybe.
Maybe.
No, it wasn't. Conversation over.
Same content every week.
Yeah.
Amateur.
Yeah.
Rehash.
I'll edit it out.
Yeah.
Where the
well,
fuck is Steve?
He's not coming. I give up.
Yeah.
Well, just edit him and
We
then
should
just like a
finish
picture of him
this.
sitting just right beside there.
On
He's
Orrie's
here the
face.
whole time.
Make like a just Photoshop him into the PNG or something.
Yeah.
Should we talk about Cabin in the Woods?
Joke.
We
This
should-
right
we
here
should
is
save it
Steve
for next week, I
Gervais.
think, because I
I've
think
never
we have
seen
quite a lot
it,
of content. We've been
so-
talking for a while. We should
Yeah.
do
This with newer movies when
when he can fucking
some
come out.
podcast. But yeah, like
Because I,
I haven't seen it yet, so I
You've not
can't
seen it
really.
either.
it sounds retarded, but I haven't seen it,
It's
and
pretty
everybody
good.
else tells me it's good.
That's
Thing
what
is,
I hear going
I
to.
So
don't
in
really
the
want to
end,
say anything
you know,
about it until someone
okay,
sees
so-
it because
So
I
we
know
need
it,
his
it
expert
is that
opinion.
it
He
is
says
a
it's
bit
so
of
good.
like a easily spoilerable
because
movie
it changed like what I thought the movie was going to be about was changed dramatically as it went through it.
halfway through. Yeah.
Let's just not talk about it. Let's talk about
Yep,
something
next
else.
week. I think we're done. I
Uh,
think we've got quite a lot.
Yeah.
How long have we been
I've
going?
got work to do.
About an hour.
Wow.
Half.
Just saying.
Yeah.
I can keep talking, but if we want to call it.
4:30. An
We
hour
can always
and
call the
1/2.
podcast and then keep talking just for social sake.
Oh, that's stupid.
Yeah, I need purpose when I talk.
Yeah.
That's why I did this podcast.
I don't talk for free.
Yeah. I know, this has been a ploy to get to know me better. I know I'm onto your game.
I know
You know what? I actually do you guys find Tobias slightly familiar in some way?
Yes, I am a clone. There's many of me out there. I've gone through this with many people. They don't believe me, but yes, I remind people of other people because
Who are
I'm part of a
myself.
clone project. And
I'm there, buddy.
Yeah,
I
but
feel ya.
specifically,
I feel
so
I was about to say project.
I don't know his name,
Spare
but
number 7? Yeah.
my girlfriend pegged it when I was reviewing the last podcast, and it's have you guys seen Flight of the Conchords?
Yes.
Of
You
course.
know the dry cleaner.
Yeah.
The dry cleaner.
No, that's right.
you've also seen me as
In
Jim
other
Carrey,
movies as-
the 11th
Yeah.
Doctor.
He does not look like Will Forte.
Kind of a Jim
He
Carrey
is
feel.
2 feet taller than
I
Will
believe
Forte.
there's also
Is that
a
his name?
musician
Yeah, it's
who
not Will
looks
Arnett,
like me
right?
that
Yeah.
I can never
Will Arnett's
remember.
over here,
The other one
The
from the
TV
Solomon
song.
Brothers.
Yeah.
Will Forte. Yeah, that is his name. Yeah.
I haven't seen Flood of Concords in how many years? so
I've
I
got a
don't-
clone. Actually,
I
I have
can't
other
remember.
stories of people who've actually gone up to people who thought they were me, give them a hug, and then realized they weren't me. I've had other people say, "I saw you. You know, you were wearing this. You were saying that." Like, that was not me.
Now
Is
that
that-
one you.
Is that why you
when
tried
realize
cutting
it-
your own hair in such a unique style?
When you realize that you're hugging someone that's not you, do you just kind of like go through it?
Oh, you look like someone. You know,
Do you just play along? You're like, oh, you know.
Whoa, that would be a great way to meet girls. Oh, hey, it's been so great seeing you. Oh, sorry, I thought you were someone
No,
else.
I
What's
heard-
your name, by the
I
way?
actually heard
Well,
it.
you never done that
Anyways.
before?
I think it's
I
a little
think
more
it's not.
obvious though. It's like you
Someone
can't,
actually did that. I read a story
That's
somewhere.
your
Someone
opener.
was actually doing that.
and he got charged.
I thought
Yeah,
everybody
he did
did.
get
What?
charged.
Yeah, there's a
Oh.
guy because he kept on like giving women hugs randomly. It was hundreds of women.
Like pretending that he knew them.
Yeah, we
Anything,
can
anytime you
walking
saw an
around
attractive
and it's
woman,
like,
he'd go
oh.
up, give him a hug. Hey, it's been so long since I saw you. How's it going?
That's funny because it's playing on people's like social conventions. Like they'll try to remember. Oh yeah, sure we've met before. Try to remember like I should.
But yeah, eventually there was enough complaints that people were like, this guy's just being a jerk.
Just
It
kinda
sounds like
creepy.
that. Yeah, that guy was kind of like. I'm gonna say, yeah, I've done that for the sake of like just meeting a girl and opening a conversation, but
You're not.
I've not done it to hundreds.
You're not a serial hugger.
No.
That's what it was. I think they were calling him
It's
serial
very like a
hugger.
rare sort of thing where I was just like, yeah, I'm just gonna go out and just be like, what's up?
And has it worked out well for you? Like when you did do that?
I'm not with them now.
But at the time,
What
24
are you
hours
trying to do with this
after
opening
that.
line?
you were
I
like-
guess it usually ends up being a situation where they turn out to be the psycho.
Oh, okay.
So you need
Bad
time
radar.
to see and assess before you
Yeah.
move it for the
I
hug.
feel like we need definitely at least one woman in these podcasts.
Yeah,
We
well,
should get Heather in on the next one.
Jen is supposed to be in on one.
She's a mean drunk. She will fight you.
I know that's why.
Really?
Let's get it on camera.
That'll be
She
the-
will fight
Sell
and
that
punch
shit.
you and kick you.
Jen,
and,
yeah, Jen gets
and
aggressive.
strangle
That's why.
you.
Just check the police report. It's all in there.
Yeah.
Are we talking about
Exactly.
Jen or Heather?
Jen.
Mine just, I
Sounds
think
like-
they both kind
Oh
of.
wait, I'm getting confused.
Heather's just
Who are you talking
Which
about?
one's Heather and which one's Jen?
Heather goes hard though.
Jen is
Heather is
fucking
small,
HR.
Jen is tall.
Yeah.
Heather is small and blonde.
Yes.
Jen is tall and curly.
I don't know.
Oh, I'm thinking Heather.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Yeah, that girl's spicy.
I
They're both-
apologize,
yeah,
Jen.
they're both quite
I
outgoing.
apologize. Heather is
Oh, okay.
I don't know if Heather really wants
Jen
to.
is
She's not
HR.
mean, She's just enthusiastic.
She's a go-getter.
She might take over
No,
the
no.
podcast though. She might just grab it by the
Which
reins.
one? Which one?
HR.
Oh, Jen.
And Jan taking over.
Heather.
All right,
Heather's mean.
I'm gonna take off.
Yeah, should we
can't
call it?
imagine
We'll
her
call
being-
it.
Oh,
call it.
awesome.
This one's done.
She's
Okay.
mean.
An interesting fact. You guys didn't know
Yeah,
it?
we'll try and get a girl.
This guy's
Doesn't
first
She
name
hates men.
is Heather.
What?
When she's drunk.
She hates men.
What?
She hates men when she's
I
drunk.
feel like
Right?
when she drinks, a lot of guys like ruthlessly come on to her.
Yeah, it's like is that
Why-
a signal?
Like,
I don't
kind
know.
of like in like an ignorant kind of way. Like, yeah, I don't know.
I ruthlessly.
It's just
Well,
kind of
maybe she's
pathetic.
just mean
Like,
to people
brushes
she
them off.
knows.
I know, I don't really know what kind of guy is like,
Safer.
okay, that girl's drinking a lot. I'm just gonna go for her because I have better odds or something.
What? I always do.
You always do that? That's your strategy?
This is a weird way to end it. Everybody say goodbye.
See ya.
Goodbye. It was fun.
Sweet Sharon.